buckle up for this one because it's about to be a CM Punk type rant.
Fellow Latinos, I'm not saying it's okay or right that black people are like, no, let them fend for themselves. I mean, honestly, it is okay, but I'm not saying like, yes, let's do that because unity is what helps us. But also, like, I know it's not supposed to be transactional. I just need you guys to start thinking because you guys are like, all gung-ho, active out there, unified together in the streets now. But where were you when the George Floyd protests were? I personally was out there with my friends who were Asian, Pacific Islander, Mexican, and Puerto Rican. And then I'm Mexican myself, and a white husband. We were out there, okay? And I've gotten comments from people in my community, people in my family, who have been like, well, you think you're black. What about me? What about my content? What about the way I speak, the way I act? What about you?
Every 5 seconds, I'm seeing a video of a minority group saying we're the black people. We're at home. We're relaxing. We're chilling. We're hanging back. You're talking about come together. Why? We tried to do that. We've been trying to do that forever.
Hey, I know this is gonna get a lot of hate and I might lose followers over it, but I don't give a damn. I'm gonna say what has to be said. I've seen a lot of people recently on my For You page, especially Latinos, saying, why is the black community not speaking up about what's going on around immigration? Why are black people not supporting the Latino community, this, and that? And I'm gonna be honest, I don't think that the Latino community deserves the support of the black community. And the reason why is because the black community didn't vote for this guy. The Latino community did. We, the Latino community, and I'm speaking about all of us, are the reason we are in this shithole that we are in.
Folks, listen. Right now, a whole lot of immigrants, especially those staring IC dead in the face, are calling on black folks like, hey, cousins, come help us. And the wild part, when life was smooth and silky for them, they stayed looking down on black people from the balcony like they were starring in Titanic. But the moment things get rocky, suddenly they remember, oh yeah, black people actually know how to fight, protest, organize, vote, and win. But guess what? Black folks are like, no, we're not clocking in today. Because when everything was good, nobody was thinking about black people. But now that the house is on fire, everybody suddenly remembers who keeps the extinguisher. Sorry, Black America said the shift is closed, the lights are off, and the door is locked from the inside. Black people said, we'll be at home relaxing, watching you do the fighting this time. Anyway, folks, in today's video we're going through some clips to understand why people are saying black Americans are no longer rushing into battle for other minority groups. And if you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment, share this video. You know the drill. Now, let's jump into these clips.
And in the theme of this Phil Brooks type rant, let me go and say the words that he once said to the universe. Do we have everybody's attention now? Now then, I say that because I find it funny that it takes us stepping back as a community entirely for people to recognize what's going on. Now, notice I said it was funny. I did not say I was shocked. Because this is what always happens. You see, somehow we are always blamed for things, despite the fact that a lot of times it's not our fault. And this one definitely is not our fault. Did you see those voting numbers? We didn't put that piece of shit in office. You did it. But you say you helped us during BLM and that's why we should help you? I don't remember that. Because you see, what I remember is that it took a black man losing his life at a point where the world had no choice but to watch for you to recognize that we go through shit. But you have the gall to sit there and blame us when the only thing that we did was try to prevent this from happening. Hey, I actually have a crazy idea. How about, instead of blaming my community, you do what everybody tells us to do and check your own? Because they were the ones with the superiority complexes that made them think that they were better than people that look just like them. And excuse me, but why do we always have to be the ones that have grace for people?
Hi guys, welcome to my video today. So today we are talking about the Latino community asking for black help. They're literally saying, why aren't we helping them in this situation? Remember, for the longest time, Latino community, majority of them usually look down on the blacks. They don't want to be associated with the black. So let's watch this video, what they're saying. Let's comment at the end.
After watching this first one, It's pretty clear why so many black Americans are calling this situation peak hypocrisy. These immigrants, many of whom came into the country illegally and have built a whole life here, are suddenly realizing they need black support. But here's
that I think I'm black. Oh, because I advocate for black people too, as much as I advocate for my people, it shouldn't be transactional. You shouldn't have to have a dog in the fight to care. You should just have basic empathy. You should just care about people. You see a sad story, oh, you cry. You want to help out however you can. You guys see that all the time. You see a puppy in danger. Oh, let's rescue all the puppies. Why is it so hard to do with humans? Black people don't owe us anything. But even one of the major interviews going around about the guy whose girlfriend was taken because they were just reporting, in that there's a black man who's in the background and he's like, si se puede. He's out there. He has nothing to gain from this. So think about that. Don't go back to the anti-blackness. Learn and stop saying the N-word. Do that. Stop saying the N-word and humble yourself. If black people tell you something's offensive, change it.
See, even other Latinos understand how their own communities have treated black people. They know black folks have power, real power, politically, socially, historically. But they also know the disrespect has been loud, bold, and consistent. So now that IC is knocking like a debt collector, black folks are saying, good luck. This one ain't ours. They're off duty. The badge is off. The uniform is in the laundry. The shift has ended permanently. Let me know in the comments. Are black Americans right to sit this one out? Should they stop fighting battles for groups that don't show up for them? Because that's the big debate right now. Alright, now let's go to this next clip.
You can't sit up here and be mad at us for wanting to not roll with y'all right now. It's just what it is. It's like, let's say we was on a farm and black people plowed the field, planted the seed, watched it grow. In the midst of its development, there's food to be eaten off of it. Y'all come in and have no food. Y'all see ours. We share. But you see the white people field over there, and you thought that it tasted better whenever you got a little crumb of it. And so you thought, when the white people said, let's burn down their field, you thought that you was going to eat off their field. And now that you voted for that ass, voted to destroy our field, and you're watching it burn, you go over there with your bowls. Hey, can I get some food? And they go, fuck off.
After that one, it's clear black people know their worth. They know their impact. They know how much they've contributed to this country. And this gentleman breaks it down. Everybody wants black support when things get rough. Everybody.
Because over 48% of Latinos voted for Donald Trump. It wasn't black people who put Donald Trump in the White House. It was Latinos who put him in the White House. So now that we're getting screwed over by this guy, I'm sorry, but we have to first take some personal accountability and look at our uncles and aunts and brothers and sisters and friends who are Latino and voted for this guy. And before we expect other communities to come and save us, we need to start educating our own community because we are now seeing the consequences of our own actions.
So the reality is majority of the Latino community, when they move to America, some of them, or should I say majority of them, enter the country through the back door. What do I mean by through the back door? Meaning they came illegally in America. They don't have the papers, the right papers. So, and they ended up building their whole life in America. They ended up having jobs, creating families, and of course making investments here and there for those who can. And then as a result of that, they end up being part and parcel of America, although they don't have the papers. For the longest time, they usually look down on the black people. For the longest time, they always don't want to be associated with the black people. For the longest time, they don't want to do anything with the black people. That is the reality of what the Latino community is all about. Why is that? Well, in the Latino community, they're always taught that being black is bad and being white is good. Yes, Latino look like a white person, majority of them. There are few Latinos who are black, but majority they are light skin. As a result of colonialism at that time, and of course among themselves also there's that colorism system in the whole Latino community. And if you're light skin, you get more favors. If you're dark skin in Latino community, of course people look down on you. As a result of that, they prefer intermarry among themselves, especially if you have a light skin to a light skin, or maybe you marry outside the race, but of course to a white person. That is basically majority of Latino will tell you that's what they prefer. Now, we are seeing situation here that the current administration, they've come into power. Now they're literally deporting people who don't have the papers in America. If you went to America without papers, you settle there, you have a job there, but you don't have the correct papers, right now you're in trouble because ICE is looking for people and deport them back to the original country if you don't have the correct papers to stay in America. And majority of the Latino community, they don't have those papers. If you ask a Latino, most probably will tell you out of 10 people, he knows or 2-3 people who don't have the papers. In their family members, maybe 1-2-3 people, they don't have the papers, or they know of someone who doesn't have papers. But surprisingly, you're being told during the election time, they voted for this current administration. You're being told the statistics, over 50% of the Latino community, they voted for this current administration, even when they knew for a fact that this campaigning, during the campaigning time, the current administration said we are going to deport people who do not have the right papers. But somehow the Latino community felt that they are going to deport people who don't look like them. That is the black people. Forgetting that black Americans are part and parcel of America. Black Americans are protected by the Constitution of America, and they are identified as part and parcel of America. So they forgot that aspect because blacks were, they don't belong in America. That's how they felt. Unfortunately, the reality is here, and they're being told, hey, blacks are going nowhere. Black Americans are going nowhere because America is their home. While you Latino, if you don't have the papers, you are going to be taken back to your original home country. And now they're crying, they're asking black community to assist them. Like, hey, you need to be united, you need to come and assist us. Because even as Latino, we were there during your BLM movement. Unfortunately, the black are saying, you know what, we are sitting this one out because we are so tired. Every time there is a mess, we always come in and assist and we try to make things right. But for now, because the Latino community refused to vote the way they were supposed to vote, supporting the blacks are saying, you know what, you did this mess, now clean it up yourself. As for us black people, we are out. We are sitting this one out. And basically, that's basically what is happening right now. Who is to be blamed? Who is to be blamed? Let me know. Because I'm trying to understand this picture where somebody decide to vote against their best interest at heart. I just don't understand that aspect. I'm trying to understand it, but simply it doesn't make sense to me, because you know for a fact maybe you have 2-3 family members who don't have those papers, but somehow you went in and vote thinking that they will not be affected, and now you're coming crying to people, say, oh, I wish I could change my vote, I wish I could go back in time and change the way I voted. But unfortunately, when it comes to life, you're only given one chance. When it comes to reality, once you make a choice, you have to be ready for the consequences, and these are the consequences. Yes, karma is painful, but these are the consequences. People are suffering right now. Families are being torn apart. People are losing their jobs. They're losing their livelihood because one or another they're being deported back to the original country because they didn't have any papers. When you make some stupid decisions, you end up paying for the consequences. Let me know what you think about this video. Please subscribe to my channel and of course drop your comments.